Have you ever found yourself crying, stressed, and completely exhausted, apologizing to someone who actually defrauded, lied, and wronged you? You confront about some issues, and somehow, within days, you are the villain. Their entire family is attacking you, and they are the heartbroken victim. It feels like absolute psychological warfare. It makes you feel like you're losing your mind. But let me tell you a secret. You are not crazy. You've just been hit by a highly destructive psychological weapon known as DARVO. Today, we are going to expose this hidden game, dismantle it piece by piece, and give you your power back. By the end of this video, they will never be able to twist reality on you again. Let's look at a story that highlights a chilling emotional reality. Imagine this. You've been supporting your partner for 8 months. He lives rent-free in your apartment. To make matters worse, you just discovered he secretly drained your joint emergency savings to buy expensive gifts for another woman. When you confronted him, he didn't apologize. Instead, he punished you with a 4-day silent treatment. You are completely walking on eggshells in your own home. A few days later, it's 9:30 p.m. You walk into the living room to feed your 14-year-old dog his dinner and give him his medicine. He's sick, blind in one eye, and eats on a strict schedule. Your partner is on the couch. The TV is on, and you think he's awake. You flip the living room light on for exactly 20 seconds, just long enough to safely scoop the food and medicine without tripping over the dog. Immediately, he doesn't just get annoyed, he erupts. He slams his fist on the coffee table, screaming that you are a calculated psychopath. He claims you are intentionally using sleep deprivation to break his spirit. Terrified, you immediately turn the light off. You apologize and you feed your sick dog in the pitch dark, crying. You think your apology ended it, except it turns into a brutal 3-day war. For the next 3 days, he locks himself in the guest room. He refuses to eat your food, and he demands a written, tearful apology for your domestic abuse. When you try to tell him that his reaction is excessive for a simple light switch, he launches a massive counterattack. He weaponizes your past by screaming on, "No wonder your ex left you. You are a controlling monster." Then he calls his mother and his friends. He twists the story completely, telling them that you are financially abusing him. Suddenly, your phone is blowing up with hateful texts from his family, calling you a horrible person. Driven to the brink of insanity, you finally snap. You tell him to pack his bags and get out. What does he do? He smashes a ceramic plate on the floor. He bursts into tears, and he cries that he's the victim because you are making him homeless. Suddenly, his financial theft erased, his lies erased, his 8 months of freeloading completely gone. You find yourself drowning in guilt and hyperventilating in your own bathroom over a light switch. How does a normal human brain process this? It doesn't, because it's a psychological illusion designed to escape accountability. This is a textbook execution of DARVO. Let's break down the acronym step by step. D stands for deny. The manipulator completely denies the objective reality of his behavior. He denies that a 20-second light switch is harmless, and more importantly, he completely erases the reality of his financial theft. To him, his toxic overreaction and his past lies don't exist. The only reality allowed is that he was wronged. A stands for attack. When caught or questioned, they launch a vicious character assassination to put you on the defensive. He shifts the focus away from the stolen money and attacks her identity. He calls her a psychopath, a controlling warden, and cruelly weaponizes her past trauma. By bringing up her ex-partner, by forcing her to defend her sanity, he stops her from questioning his crimes. RVO stands for reverse victim and offender. This is the ultimate inversion. He locks himself away, smashes a plate, cries, and stages a smear campaign with his mother. He frames himself as the poor, financially abused, sleep-deprived partner facing homelessness, Meanwhile, the actual victim, who pays all the rent, supports him, and was stolen from, is successfully branded as the malicious abuser. The criminal gets comforted, and the victim is left begging for forgiveness. Why do they do this? Why create a 3-day nuclear war over a 20-second light switch, while the general motive of DARVO is always to avoid shame and protect a fragile ego? In this specific story, the motive is far more sinister. It is parasitic preservation. Let's connect the dots. This man has been a financial leech for 8 months, living completely rent-free, and he just got caught red-handed, stealing money. He knows his comfortable free ride setup is in extreme danger. He is terrified of being held accountable, because accountability means he might actually have to get a job or face eviction. So he needed a crisis. He weaponized the light switch as a strategic smokescreen. By blowing this tiny incident out of proportion and labeling it domestic abuse, he successfully flips the power dynamic. He makes her feel like she is the unhinged one, twisting the reality until she begins to question her own sanity. But this is also a calculated, preemptive strike. By calling his mother and friends immediately to paint her as an abuser, he is systematically destroying her reputation. It's a brilliant, cruel insurance policy. He ensures that if she ever gathers the courage to throw him out, she will look like the heartless villain who made him homeless, her reputation ruined, his victim status secured. He keeps her so busy defending her character and begging for his forgiveness that she is too emotionally drained to ever bring up his laziness or the stolen money again. It is tactical dominance disguised as hurt feelings to protect his parasitic lifestyle. If you want to understand the terrifying damage this psychological warfare inflicts, look no further than the exact evidence left by the writer herself. This is what happens to a human brain under the weight of systematic DARVO. First, it pushes you into reactive abuse. The writer explains that after days of his temper tantrums, she completely snapped. She told him to pack his bags and told him to fuck off. Notice how the manipulator instantly used a reaction against her, crying that he was the victim. This is the ultimate trap. It pushes you past your breaking point until you react with anger, and then they point at your reaction as proof that you are the abusive one. Second, it causes a complete physical and emotional collapse. The writer ends her post with a heartbreaking reality check. She is locked in her own bathroom, hyperventilating, having a full-blown panic attack in the apartment she pays for, and finally, the ultimate proof of destruction, the total distortion of reality. This woman pays all the rent. She supports this man she was stolen from, and yet she is on the internet genuinely asking strangers, "Am I the asshole for turning on a light switch to feed my dying dog?" That is what DARVO does. It completely detaches you from reality, leaving you drowning in toxic guilt for crimes you never committed. So, how do you survive when someone tries to flip the script on you? Whether you are dealing with a toxic partner, a manipulative boss, or a gaslighting family member, you need a universal strategy to protect your sanity. Here is your step-by-step action plan to completely disarm DARVO. Step 1. Spot the pivot and stop talking. The moment you confront someone about an issue and they immediately shift the focus to your tone, your past, or your character, stop. Recognize that DARVO has entered the room. Do not try to reason with them. In our story, the moment the partner shifted from the light switch to calling her a controlling monster, the logical conversation was over. Recognize the trap. Before you step into it, step 2. Apply the no JADE rule. This is a golden rule in psychology. Do not justify, argue, defend, or explain. Manipulators feed on your defenses. If they call you crazy or unstable, your instinct will be to say, I'm not crazy, let me prove it to you. The second you do that, they win because they successfully changed the topic. Refuse to clear your name against absurd accusations. Step 3. Become a broken record. When they try to move the goalposts and drag you into a secondary argument, hold your ground. Strip all emotion from your voice, state the facts, and refuse to deviate. Keep repeating the core issue. Say, my character is not the topic right now. The topic is what you did. Address that. Repeat it until their manipulation runs out of oxygen. Step 4. Call their bluff and let them leave. Manipulators love theatrical exits. They will pack their bags, storm out, give you the silent treatment, or slam doors to punish you into submission. The universal rule here is let them go. Do not chase them. Do not call them, and do not beg. When you refuse to chase, you show them that their emotional terrorism no longer works. If they want to destroy a relationship because you held them accountable, let them burn it down alone. You do not owe an apology to the person. Have you ever experienced this terrifying role reversal where you ended up apologizing to the person who actually wronged you? Let me know your story in the comments below. Let's break the silence and expose these tactics together. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to protect your peace, and I'll see you in the next video.